comments.
Sorry
on the package.
Sorry about that. All right, we've come out of closed session. We have one last general business action item number 16, disposition of parcel number 02-0008-0059. Chris Baird, Strategic Development Director.
Thanks, Sean. So we held a public hearing on this disposition June 26th. All the comments that came in prior to the deadline are in your packet. We did receive some late comments via email, and then earlier some citizens to be heard also addressed this in today's meeting. And so what you have before you is the action potentially of declaring this parcel surplus and then soliciting proposals for it. If you do declare it surplus and solicit proposals, it doesn't obligate us to follow through or sell the property. But if you do want to entertain proposals, then you have to declare it surplus. And so that's the action before you. So I'll let you guys discuss.
All right, Mary.
I was going to make a motion to begin the discussion. I move to not declare parcel number 02-0008-0059 as surplus.
Thank you.
I'll second that.
All right, I have a motion to not surplus the property from Commissioner McGann and a second from Commissioner Hindi. Discussion.
Yeah, I agree with the motion. I think, the only, if this were to sell, the plausible scenario is it was involved, removing the hillside. I think that's just a lot of dump trucks going through residential neighborhoods, basically. And that, I think we should be trying to reduce noise impacts, not increase them. And as loud as UTVs are, dump trucks are louder. And so I just think it's a bad idea. It's like, building affordable housing on the moon, but there is the argument, well, we're not committing to selling it to any particular person or selling it at all if we move forward. But I think we are committing to waste a bunch more time on it. And I think it would be better use of our time and, the affordable housing advocates who I think initiated the discussion to work with them on maybe trying to do affordable housing projects somewhere else in the county. I think if someone, is approaching us and wants to do affordable housing, we shouldn't slam the door on them. But if they're proposing in an appropriate place, we should try to steer them toward, purchasing a more appropriate parcel. So that's why I like just nixing this idea now, but continuing to, see if there's interest to work on other affordable housing projects.
Yeah, I agree with Kevin. I voted against bringing this to the table to begin with, and nothing has convinced me that it's a good idea at all. So I would tend to be in that camp.
Does this parcel come with any water rights? No, not that I'm aware of. But is it in the city? I don't think it is in the city. It's close to the city though. So the city, I think, annexed the bowling alley and the Sorna location, and so it's right next to the city. I would assume that if somebody wanted to develop this, that they would have applied for annexation.
Any other discussion? Points?
I don't see the hesitation to at least move it into surplus. I can see the hesitation that we don't want to be trucking through town maybe and all of that dirt pile, but so are we going to just turn this into a gravel pile? Free for all, come get rocks whenever you want them. I mean, this is a huge chunk of land that we're sitting on there that even if it doesn't go that direction, what's the purpose in the county continuing to hold that piece of land other than, as I've said in the past, we need to maintain that back portion of it. We're mining that mountain ourselves, even though we're not wanting others to mine it.
Yeah, it's an active bar up there.
Yeah, I was going to say, doesn't our road department use it? I think the reason that I think not surplusing at this time is we have other lands that are surplus and we're looking at. And I don't think we should spend any more time on it at this time because I think the only person that's really interested in it isn't really interested in it for. And if he is interested in it for something that's affordable housing, they could look at another area. And I just think we spend enough time on it. We have a lot to do.
I want to address Bill's point that, the county is hauling gravel out there, but I think we're hauling it at a much, many fewer trucks per day than would happen if, someone were planning to, create new flat land out there in our lifetime. I think that's just a big difference in the volume of stuff that's being moved.
Maybe we can sell it to somebody and put a conservation easement on it.
Our ability to restrict to workforce housing on the site is important in simply adding the housing to our local market. Temporary noise is an issue. It's my neighborhood. I'd care about a lot of diesels going through. I would, but permanent housing outranks temporary noise, be it a year, be it 2 years of noise. Those houses are built for minimum 25. That's my view.
I also kind of struggle with what would the county do with it. And I think that there is value for the road department to have access to it. So if we did surplus it, I would want to subdivide it so that it wasn't the full lot that was. But it sounds like the order of operations would be to surplus first and then subdivide. And so I am sensitive to investing staff time on this. So I am kind of on the fence if there's not support for moving forward with this potential sale. Is it just, burning staff hours to kind of go through the motions? Would there be other proposals out there? I'm not really sure. So I'm not necessarily trying to protect it for the county's sake. I don't see us using it for much more than the fill for small projects when needed, but yeah, I guess I haven't thought about the time investment until you just brought it up. So that's a tough one.
I just want to briefly address a point that Mike made that, I agree that affordable housing is important. And if we only had very few options available for building more affordable housing, that would change my attitude toward this. But, in fact, we've got a lot of things we're doing. And so I think we have the luxury of not having to say yes to every single, affordable housing offer. We can, just select the best 90% of them or something like that.
And my motivation for surplusing this is to the point of, I don't see the county doing anything with this, and the county does have other financial needs. And this came up with potential sale of lands outside of the county that we own. And so to that idea of being able to fund future projects that the county has identified, that's why I'm even warm to the idea at all. So.
Right, and this doesn't preclude us from taking this up again in 10 months or whatever. We can always just go through the process, do the
Or in
public hearing.
10 years.
Sure, whatever, yeah, right. All right, anyone else? The motion on the table to not surplus. All those in the favor of the motion, raise your hands. And all opposed. So the motion passes 4-3 with Commissioners McCurdy, Winfield, and Clapper in opposition. And that is the end of our action items and the end of our meeting. So I will now adjourn this regular commission meeting. Thanks.
Yeah.